Hi, first grade. Mrs. Norris here. I hope everyone is having a great day. All right, we are going to learn how to use a new app today, and the app is called Nearpod. But let me first show you what you'll need for a Nearpod lesson. So you'll see here, I have a code written down, and that's what you'll need for each Nearpod lesson or session. Every time we use Nearpod, I will give you a code. I'll either put it on the board or ask you to write it on a piece of paper or a dry erase board. But it will look something like this, where it has letters and numbers. And now let me show you how to find Nearpod and what to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and look on my iPad, and I know I have a lot of apps. Yours probably won't have this many, and it's a little more organized. But here is the Nearpod app right here. It says Nearpod, and it has a white background with a blue circle on it. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and tap to open up Nearpod. Now, when you open it up, you will come to this first page, this first part, and it's going to say enter lesson code. That was that code that I just showed you. And so to pull up our keyboard, I'm just going to tap my finger right in that box, and then my keyboard will pull up so that I can type in the code. You don't have to worry about capitals or period or punctuation. I'm sorry. You don't have to worry about capitals or lowercase. They'll just do it automatically for you. So the code was P and then 4, 8, H, and then 3. And I don't know if you noticed, but that blue join button turned bluer once I entered in that last number, showing me that, I have the right number of letters and numbers, and I can either tap join here or tap join here. Either way, on the keyboard or right here, both does the same thing. All right, then it will take you to this page, and it will look like this, where it says name. So again, to pull up my keyboard, I'm just going to tap in that box, and I'm just going to use my daughter's name, so Kara. And for what I'd like you to do is the same thing. Just put in your first name and your last initial. There are not different usernames for this. You'll just type in your first name and last initial, just like I've done here. You don't have to put anything in the other or optional box, just your first name, last initial, just like I did right here. And then I'm going to tap join session. And it will go ahead and start the Nearpod lesson. So with Nearpod, you may see pages that have, pictures and some information on them. There might be a short video clip. And then some of the Nearpod lessons will have questions, where it will ask you questions and you'll answer them. So this is an example of a multiple choice question, where it asks a question, what is the name of our school? And then it gives you choices. This is just a test Nearpod lesson, so I tried to pick questions that I think we all probably can answer. So I'm looking at the options, and I know, of course, we are Avonworth. So I will tap my finger right in that circle next to letter B, and it will choose Avonworth. Now, if I choose a question and I want to change my answer, I can just tap on another option and it will change the answer, but I know that we want to choose letter B. So I will tap letter B, there will be the blue check mark, and then what I'm going to do is come down here to where it says submit, and it will send in my question and take me to the next one, or send in my answer rather, and take me to the next question. Sometimes you might be asked to draw something or write something. Up here it says draw a circle. So down here you'll see the pen and eraser tools like we're used to seeing on Seesaw, and you can choose a pen, and if you'd like to change the color, you can change the color or choose one of the colors that are right there, and then just draw your circle, and you've answered the question. Now you may have noticed, hey, where did the question go? If you come up and tap on this little blue square that has the white arrow on it. It will bring the question back down. So once you start to work on the page, that question will kind of disappear, but you can just tap right here and it will either make the question go away or pull the question down, and you can see right there. Now I'm all set with my answer, so I will just click submit. Now this does give you some choices if you wanted to add text and actually type something, or put in a picture or take a picture. We'll kind of work on some of those other tools later, but for now we can really just use the pen and eraser tools. And then once you've completed your answer, we'll click submit. And it will take us to the next question. Now, this is an example where it's asking you to type your answer. So the question here says, type your first name. So just like with the other text boxes, if I want to pull up the keyboard, I'm just going to tap right here and it will bring the keyboard up for me. And then I can go ahead and type in my answer. I just use my daughter's name, and then I just tapped somewhere else over here, and that put the keyboard down. But just like we learned before, we can also tap on this button here, and that will also move the keyboard down. So now we can see, oh, here's the submit button, and I can submit my question or submit my answer. All right, so those are the main types of questions. Here again is another multiple choice. What grade are you in? And then gives the choices. Now, once you continue working through the lesson and just hitting submit when you're ready to send your answer, eventually you'll come to the end and it will say completed. And whenever you get to that point of a Nearpod lesson, you're all set. It will send me your answers, through the Nearpod, and I can check it on my computer. And then you can just hit your home button and and then you're all set and all finished with Nearpod. So we'll keep practicing using this new app. I hope you enjoy it. And let me know if you have any questions, and I'll talk to everybody soon. Thanks, first grade.